I never knew what you needed.
So, please excuse my Norwegian, at tusen takk for dette interviewet.
That's really good.
Thank you very much. Thank you for accepting our proposal and having this interview with OGAE Greece.
Of course. It's a pleasure to be here.
We truly love you in Greece. We hope you the best for MGP.
Thank you.
We first met you in 2017 when you participated in MGP with your song Places, when you ended up 4th position, if I'm right. And 3 years later, in 2020, you really grabbed our attention and conquered MGP with your song Attention, of course. Is Eurovision always a dream for you?
Oh, yes. I'm like saying, before I die, I need to go to Eurovision. And unfortunately, in 2020, with COVID and everything, we didn't get to go. So that's why we are back with a song I even love more than Attention. So I'm really, really proud of, honestly. And the fans are loving it too. So that means the world to me.
Yes, exactly. Let's get back to that moment when you learned that due to COVID, Eurovision 2020 is cancelled. What were your feelings that time?
Well, we were so disappointed, and I got sad, angry, I cried, I threw things in the walls. It is my biggest dream to represent Norway in Eurovision. So I obviously was really, really sad and disappointed, but it was a weird situation because of COVID and people were dying. So of course we understood that it had to be cancelled. But it's just a weird year in 2020, and we also had the voting system failing in Norway when I won.
Yes,
so there was
exactly.
just so much happening in 2020. So yeah, it was a weird year.
Yes, we saw that you and Christopher back then, when the quarantine period was in Norway, you were spending much time together with Onyx also, if I'm right.
Yeah, Onyx as well. Yeah, the dog.
Yeah. And now you participate again 3 years later in MGP 2023 with your song Honestly, which we should all admit that is not similar at all to Attention, and is about your friendship with Christopher. Please tell us about that. Was that an intentional decision? Was that something that came up during the working process?
Yeah, so when I decided that I wanted to come back to MGP, we went in the studio and we talked about what do we want to sing about, because in MGP and Eurovision, you're going to sing the song many, many times. You're going to talk about the song many times. And for me as an artist, it's important that when I stand there singing, I need to sing about something that means something to me. So, and we didn't, it was in a way easy to write about 2020, like coming back, in a way, rise like a phoenix. But I didn't want to, I wanted it to feel more, because life happens to everyone, and sometimes your dreams fall apart. But with the whole, me and Christopher, we lived together in 2020. And when everything with Eurovision and MGP was happening, Christopher's dad was sick with cancer, and he died the day after that Eurovision was cancelled. So in our apartment, there was a lot of emotions, and we deal with sorrow in such a different way. And I think people around the world can relate to that, when someone you love are dealing with sickness or dealing with death. You're so afraid of saying the wrong thing that you end up saying nothing, because it's easier, because then you won't hurt them even more. So that was what happened with me, because I was so afraid of hurting Christopher even more. So we couldn't be in the same room. We couldn't talk to each other or anything. So I was really, really scared of losing my best friend. And like I said, winning MGP is a lot of work, and I couldn't have done it without Christopher. So it's kind of know me without you in a way. So that's the song is about that, and we have gotten so many messages from all around the world, people saying like the song honestly means so much to them, they can relate. So that's we love getting those messages, and we cry with everyone sending the messages. We cry when we're talking about the song. So we feel like we've been in a group therapy session with the whole of Europe.
Yeah, I know he shares the same passion as you for Eurovision and wants to be in it very, very much.
Yeah.
You said that the song is about you and your relationships with Christopher. In a previous conversation we had, you said that you want to participate again in MGP when you feel ready and when you have the right song. Is honestly really the right song for winning MGP again?
Oh, I hope so. I feel like honestly it has some surprises. We really wanted to, because Attention was in a way you expected everything that happened. It was kind of a normal ballad in a way. So honestly, we wanted to bring some surprise elements, like when you think you're going to the second verse, you're going into the da 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 da.
Exactly.
So you are like, what's happening? And then adding the Norwegian Tilevity as well, because we're proud of Norway, and I want to represent Norway in Eurovision. So we wanted to like wave the flag in the song as well. That was important for me. So it just feels like 3 years has gone by. I've learned a lot, and I'm more mature and the song feels like that as well. So I really, really, really hope people love it as much as we do, and that they want us to represent Norway in Liverpool. That would be a dream come true.
Yeah, we hope so. You said that honestly is as it progresses as a song, it has many surprises. That's one thing that why you kept the snippet only 30 seconds.
Yeah. Everyone was asking online, why is it only 30 seconds? Isn't the song ready, or what's happening? So it was just because we wanted to keep everything a surprise.
Yeah. Have you kept any more surprises for the final? We saw you in semi-final. You had a sensational performance, very solid singing. Is there any surprises that we are expecting for in the grand final of MGP?
Well, we're not allowed to change too much of the act, because NRK doesn't have the time or the budget to change that much, but we're always working on making the performance even better. And I'm a bit more calm this time, because I was really nervous coming back to MGP. So I just feel like now I've done it one time, I've been singing it a lot, and I feel like I'm breathing a bit more like in my stomach. So we're just working on like tiny pieces, making it even better. But our dream, because we don't have the budgets in Norway this year for pyro. And I mean, when you listen to the song, it's written for pyro. So our dream is to go to Liverpool and have a lot of pyro.
That's exactly a point we mentioned in our group, in OGAE Eurovision forum, that the song needed pyro. We expected pyro to come up, but in Screen Studios of Oslo, we thought that wouldn't be a choice. Perhaps in Trondheim Spectrum, but as you said, the NRK doesn't have the budget, so we have to wait till the Eurovision stage.
We have to wait for Liverpool. We have to vote so I get to Liverpool, and then you will have the pyro.
You said that you were a little bit nervous when you participated in the semi-final. The previous time in 2020, you were an automatic qualifier. How is it different to have to get to the final as a contestant from the semi-final?
Yeah, I kind of like that no one was qualified because in the final you have to participate against everyone no matter what. So, but for me, I was nervous because last time I was in MGP, I won, and so there's a bit of pressure from myself and from the fans, and especially this year because now you're allowed to use autotune. So I was really debating like, should I not use it? Should I use it? And for me, I didn't want to use it, but I was afraid that next to the other songs using autotune, that it would be a bit weird. So I was debating that, but I chose not to use autotune because you're not allowed in Eurovision. So that makes sense to me not to use it in Norway. Because people need to know what they're voting on because it sounds different without autotune. So I was just nervous about everything, and especially like it was emotional being back. It was because of everything in 2020. It was really, really emotional. So, but I like the fact that no one was pre-qualified. I really like that. This year MGP feels a bit more brutal. Like the people watching only have one vote. Like you have to choose who you want to represent Norway, who's your favorite, and with the international jury in the final, it just feels a bit more dramatic and brutal. But I really like it.
Now you mentioned the international jury. In the semifinals, only the public vote mattered to determine who is gonna be to the final. In the final, instead, international jury will have the 50% of the final result. Is that an advantage for you, or do you think it's a disadvantage?
No idea. I really don't have any idea because what does the jury want? I mean, it's so difficult to know, but I feel like it brings a Eurovision vibe to the whole concept, and I mean, we're going out. You're supposed to represent Norway in Europe, so it's good to know what Europe wants. But it brings a bit spice to the whole competition. You have to deliver every single time now.
In the grand final, you perform in the fourth spot of the running order. Which other entries of the grand final do you stand out, and do you believe that the fourth position is a good one, or is it too early?
I think this year, only having one vote, I don't think it matters where you're placed. I think people will know when everyone is done. I think they will know who they want to send and who they want to vote for. So, and I feel like the order of everything is really, I feel like every song has their place to shine. I mean, I have Skrillex and Umami Tsunami in front and back of me. So I will stand out and they will stand out being like next to me and stuff as well. So I feel like it's a good order, and I mean, there's nothing to do about it. So I will just sing my heart out, and we will see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And Joust in 2017, Joust had fourth place when in the order, and he won. So maybe this is a sign. The circle is ending.
Bookmakers consider you as the main favorite in winning MGP. Does this make you more anxious?
I try not to think about it because I can only do what I can do. I can only sing and do my best on stage and everything like interviews and stuff. But I love that people believe in me. That's amazing. But yeah, you never know. Like the bookmakers had in semifinal 3, they thought really different things than how it ended up. So you never know. You can never trust. It's just important that people that are watching, they need to vote for their favorite, because you never know. You can never be like, oh, everyone else is, she will win or he will win, everyone else is voting. You cannot do that, because then you end up with your favorite not going. So people need to use their voting right.
Let's suppose you're not a participant in the final of MGP 2023 and you're watching the whole show from your home. Which entry will you vote for?
For me, it's difficult. It's so different. Each number is so different, but I think because Swing It is the only one that publicly been saying that they're not using autotune, and because that's important for me, I think I would vote for them.
So you are only two entrants that you say that you're not using autotune in MGP.
Yeah, I'm not using it, and I think they are the only ones that told the public that they're not using. But I don't know who's using or not. But that's what I know. So I would vote for, and they're fun. I love them.
Yeah, really special.
Yeah, it is.
Song. Yeah. Okay, let's make another assumption. It's May 9th or 11th. In a few hours, we will know. And you are about to enter the Eurovision stage. What are your emotions that time?
Oh, I can't even imagine. I mean, I think if I'm able to go to Eurovision, I think it will be super special for me, just because of everything that happened the last time. And I think I will just enjoy the moment. And one of the most important things for me is that I really want to travel Europe the next months and get to meet everyone, because that's what, for me, Eurovision is all about, like the fans, and like it feels like a huge family. So I think it will be really special for me if I get to represent Norway. But I will be nervous as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the last 2 years, you participated in Mamma Mia, the musical that made a huge success in Norway, and you received a great applause from both the critics and the audience. What you keep from this experience, and how important are what you learned that you should use them also in Eurovision?
Yeah, well, so I've played about 140 shows of Mamma Mia, so that's a lot. And some weeks we had 6 shows each week. So, like, my vocal stamina has really been improved since last time, and like I've learned so much. And I've also learned that because during all those months, of course, I was sick when I was playing, and sometimes you're just not feeling well or your voice is tired and stuff. So I've really learned that I can manage a lot, and that my voice and my body and my mental focus can really be on point when I need it to be. So and it was so much fun. I love playing, Sophie. So I've learned a lot, and I feel like I can bring that into Eurovision, just and MGP, just like relying on my voice, like my instrument, because I know that I can deliver even when I've like been playing and everything is just tired. So it feels good to know that.
Okay, one last question to end this interview. Let's say that you don't manage to win MGP 2023. Will you see you back again next year? You said it's your dream that you want to be on the Eurovision stage. You are a Eurovision fan, and
yeah, I need to be back. If I don't win this time, I have to come back. I mean, come on. But I don't know if that will be next year or not, because I don't want to just participate to participate. I need to have a song. I believe in that. That's like the main thing. But I will absolutely be back.
Okay, so let's keep this promise from you. Lykke til i MGP finalen. I know my Norwegian is terrible.
No, it's actually really good.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you very much for this interview. Please feel free to share a message to all your Greek fans that support you.
Yes, I will send a message, and I want to say thank you so much for your support, your love, and all your thoughts. It means the world to me, and I really, really, really hope to meet you all in Liverpool.
We also hope to see you in Liverpool. Thank you very much, Ulrikke. Lots of kisses to you and Christopher. It's been a pleasure.
I'll send the kisses over to Christopher. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.